Hello everyone, it's time for us to continue with the unit for chemistry, our first 8th grade actual unit. I have already posted one video about atoms, and if you have not checked it out, I'll put it in the card link here in the YouTube video, so feel free to pause this, click on that, watch that video, and then come back and continue here. It's a short, like 10-minute video. This one will be very short as well. I am just reviewing information. I need you to watch these videos before class so that you are ready, okay? Let's go ahead and begin with today's. So, like I said, chemistry is our first unit for 8th grade science. And in class, we should have read the Castle Nucleus story. Here, I'm just leaving it on the screen for you to see. If you were not able to join us for that reading, you can watch the video on our Teams page on the past meetings channel. So here's the story. Basically, Castle Nucleus is a story of a princess, Princess Proton, who lives inside this castle, right? And she has a nanny called Nanny Neutron. And you can tell by the alliteration, this should help you remember where things are placed in the atom. So Princess Proton and Nanny Neutron live inside Castle Nucleus. Now, the person that lives outside of Castle Nucleus is the evil Electron uncle. So this evil Electron uncle is outside the nucleus, and he's always circling around, going all around. He's so negative, he's so angry, he is so tiny. And he's mad because Princess Proton and Nanny Neutron are so much bigger than him, and they are not negative like he is. So this should help you remember protons and neutrons are inside the nucleus, and electrons are moving around really, really fast outside the nucleus, and they are very tiny in comparison of size. Okay. So here's just a little drawing of Princess Proton, Nanny Neutron, and evil Uncle Electron. And we should have gone in depth into this in class. So if you are completely lost and don't have any idea what I'm talking about, go back and watch today's live meeting. So in an atom, as I had shown you in the previous video, it kind of looks like this, where the nucleus is the center of the atom, and that's where we have these pluses, the protons, and the zeros, the neutrons, right? These are the subatomic particles we find in the center. And then the negatives are outside in these shells and these rings that are surrounding the nucleus. This is what we call a Bohr model, because the scientist who came up with it, his name was Niels Bohr. Now, this is not 100% accurate. You can already tell some of the differences, right? So we talked about with Castle Nucleus how evil Uncle Electron is tiny. And here in this picture, the electrons look the same size, so it's not really accurate. Then we move on to some of these interpretations. Those rings around the nucleus are not perfect circles. We have orbits going around, but they're not perfect orbits, and they're not like in a set loop. They're just kind of floating around outside the nucleus. So this drawing that you might see sometimes, kind of like with the Big Bang Theory, usually in the like intermissions, that's also not 100% accurate. The most actual representation of what an atom looks like is this bottom picture here, where we have our actual electron cloud. So in this cloud, we know the electrons are there. We don't know exactly where they are. And that gets into some fun physics principles that if you are curious about, I will be posting some information on that on my Instagram today. So we get into things like uncertainty principles, and that is just fantastic information that is not necessary right now. All you need to know is the electrons are outside the nucleus in a cloud, like a little fog. We don't know where they are. They are moving around. They are moving very fast, and they're very tiny. So here, this comparison is much more accurate. Now, remember, they are moving very, very fast. That's why all of this area outside the nucleus is kind of blurry. We don't know exactly where it is. It is a cloud. That's why we call it a cloud, okay? And in the nucleus, we have those protons and those neutrons, and those are tightly bound together in the center. That's where your mass is. So that is it for today. I just wanted to make sure you understand what an atom looks like, okay? So you have the protons and the neutrons inside, the electrons outside circling around in a cloud, and protons and neutrons are the same size. Electrons are very tiny. That's what I need you to remember today. So that is it for today. I just needed you to have a brief recap on that. Make sure that you've watched the other video, which we're going to go into detail. Please make sure that you've seen this video, and I will see you tomorrow in class. That's it for today. Bye.